Is this the end of virtual YouTubers? The answer to me is no, it's not the end. What it is the end of, however, is the golden age. I do think the golden age of virtual YouTubers is done at this point, and I do think it's certainly also the end of the community as you know it. Things are not going to be the same from this point on, in my opinion. Now, before we continue in the present time, let's backtrack slightly. What a lot of people don't know is that I've actually been watching the VTuber community for almost a year. My first video report on the topic actually came out 11 months ago. The title of that video, Adorable Virtual YouTubers Poised to Take Over YouTube. Kazuna I and others may be the future. Now, hold on, don't think I'm some arbiter of virtual YouTubers. I'll be honest, after I came out with that report, the research I continued to do was few and far between. There was a lot of other news I had to talk about and look into. As you hopefully know, though, I got back into reporting on the virtual YouTuber community back in early 2020 for the last 5 or 6 months. And I like to think I have a pretty good track record reporting on this industry, so let me play a brief clip for you from a report I made just the other week about the Hololive EN announcement. I worry that this is going to become like a trendy thing and then it's gonna fall off, it's gonna fade. You can see this really started to take off right around June. This very well might be the ultimate spike. This period right now, last week and this week, this might be the height of Hololive's career for all we know. I already had those concerns with the Hololive English VTuber debut for a number of reasons that I'm not going to go into in this video. I would kindly ask that if you want to hear those reasons, if you haven't heard them already, you check out that video, link in the description. Those concerns also only grew when Crunchyroll began tweeting about Hololive English when they seemed to have no interest really in virtual YouTubers before. They took notice every now and then, but they never did anything like this. And the video that they tweeted even ends with a little Crunchyroll animation, which makes it seem all that much more like an official partnership, although I don't think we can go that far as to claim this is an official partnership yet. So please listen closely to what I'm saying. I'm not saying that the end is right now at this moment. I'm not saying everything is suddenly over. I'm saying the golden age is over and everything is going to go downhill from here. I don't know what severity that hill is going to be. I don't know how steep that hill is going to be. If it's going to be a mountain or a freaking cliff, I have no idea. These are my concerns and I'm simply laying them out. I think many people in the community will look back onto times like when that Fubuki clip surfaced and think, wow, I missed that, and I miss what the community was like back then. So let's move into the next cause of concern. If you saw my reports yesterday, you know that Pokimane is now a virtual YouTuber. What you might not know is that Lily Pichu also announced that same day, later in the day, or the evening, that she would also become a virtual YouTuber. Now, I saw this tweet from her last night, and this morning I can't find it. I believe she either deleted it, or I was going completely crazy and imagined it. But she made another tweet talking about her debut, so to speak, and I think this second tweet, if it really is the second one, is better than the first. So let me read this for you, and then I'll explain why this could be a cause of concern, and I think it might be different than you might be thinking. Anyways, her tweet says, I'm going to use a cute anime avatar to represent me on no cam days, so I'm not really a VTuber, I'm still me. I don't know what to call that. I didn't mean to offend anyone or look sus on the timing. I thought it was really cool my roommate had the same idea. Sorry. What I don't like about this really is the apology. I always think when people apologize to a lot of backlash they're getting, it's not really that genuine. But again, I do think it's a better announcement than Pokimane's, for example, where she's just using the terminology like, hey, it's my VTuber debut, kind of taking Hololive's terminology and all that. Not that big of a deal, but it can leave a bad taste in some people's mouth. What is a bigger deal is going to be this next part. So let's get started. What a lot of people don't realize is that it's not necessarily these individuals getting involved with the VTuber community that is a cause of concern. It is the residual side effects. For example, after these announcements, you see all these big names now talking about VTubers and virtual YouTubers. This is only going to drive more interest to the community and to the industry. And while you might think that's good on paper, it's not that good because most of the attention right now is coming from a very vitriolic place known as Twitter. So let's talk about this tweet and then I'll tie this all together. This person, Sam, says the irony of VTuber fans talking about how wholesome their community is and then straight up disliking Poki for trying it is a juicy burger. I think a quote from Nux would be suitable here: be toxic to toxic people and wholesome to wholesome people. From what I understand, a lot of people dislike Poki for a number of reasons. Some of the main reasons include allegedly going after other creators with copyright strikes. Anyways, that's besides the point. The point here is Sam's tweet comes off a bit authoritarian to me. He's telling people in the community he knows nothing about, apparently, how they should respond. These tend to be the same sort of people to tell you that gatekeeping is bad. Now listen, I don't have all the answers. I don't know if gatekeeping is bad or good. However, I'm going to lay out some things to think about. Generally, what happens when you don't gatekeep a community from the infestation of people on Twitter is that they will then join said community, and guess what? They are then going to be the ones to gatekeep it. And what are they going to base it on? Your morals. They're going to become the morality police. And not just that, they'll even base it off your politics. And if you think you're not political, so you don't have to worry about that, you certainly do. Because if you're not political, they'll probably label you as a certain affiliation. Generally, something along the lines of, oh, that person is alt-right. So let me repeat myself. I'm not saying if gatekeeping is bad or good, because I don't have all the answers and it's complicated. But this is something I've witnessed in multiple communities over the years. It does tend to happen statistically. Don't just take my word for it. Go ahead and look it all up on the internet. Plenty of sources can confirm these things have occurred. I would like to end this video by circling back around to Hololive and what this means overall for the virtual YouTuber community, and what it of course also means for Hololive. So let's kind of summarize where we're at right now. Overall, short term, I do believe that virtual YouTubers and Hololive will continue to become more popular. However, I believe long term, the recent events are going to be detrimental. I do believe that the community will be fractured beyond repair from this point. You just can't turn back time. Things are not going to be the same anymore. Finally, I would like to talk finance with you a little bit, and I'm going to expand on this in a further video with a lot more details. However, if you look at the capital here for Cover Core, it's actually shockingly low. 452,000 yen roughly translates to $4.28 million USD. Now, when I read that, I read it 3 to 4 more times after because I assumed that I missed a digit. There's no way the valuation is around $4 million. I must have missed a digit. It must be around 40 million. But no, according to them, and let's take into account that the website may not have been updated for a while, that is the evaluation for this company. Shockingly low when you consider how popular Hololive and virtual YouTubers are. Now, there are charts online where you can find data regarding super chat earners and then speculate on how much revenue Hololive brings. Again, I'll go into more detail on all that in another video. The point here is that Hololive might not be doing as well as it seems. So to take into account that they pay a large cut to YouTube, about 30%, I believe. Then they have to pay their talent, whatever the contract is, some percentage of the earnings, however it's worked out. And of course, they still have to pay taxes, and they have company overhead and salaries, etc., etc. But let's leave it there for now. More details on that to come in a follow-up video. But these are my concerns. Maybe I will be totally wrong about all of this. Maybe I won't be. Guess we'll see. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you next time.